So, good morning, class.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, good morning, sir.
Good morning, good morning. How are you, class?
I'm good.
Good, sir.
Are you feeling good today?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so did you enjoy your short vacation in the past few days, class?
Super, sir.
I'm glad to hear that. So, let me introduce myself first. I am Darrell James
Yes, sir.
Jesus Minya. And now I'm going to discuss to you the symptoms of drugs and abuse. So from this day, I believe that the students who want to be proficient in the world of sports are excited to take. So are you excited to learn something new today, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before we start, may I request everyone to stand up and may I call Mr. Cardo Dalisay to lead the prayer?
Let's your bawat din and let's pray. Diyos Ama na mapangyarihan pala. Maraming pong salamat na nagkatipon po kami kung mapagbulay-bulay ng mga pag-aaral na ituturo po sa amin ni Daryl. Nawa po na niyo po kami lahat. Sama-sama sa pangalan ko. Amen.
So thank you, Mr. Cardo Dalisay, for the wonderful prayer. So we have a classroom rules. Okay, make sure that you are in a safe place where you are comfortable to study. So for the do's and don'ts in our class, of course we have a do's first. Be on time, and if you are going to answer, say first your surname. So for example, Sir Osmeña, then follow your answer, and that's it. Okay, is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Everyone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Second, do participate as much as possible and keep your microphone open during the discussion unless you are asking to answer the question or you have to some question to ask. Okay? Third is dress appropriately. Fourth, make sure that you are in a wide area so you can move freely and smoothly. So in don'ts, don't let your microphone open. Don't sit around the distraction. Third, don't leave in our meeting. Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Understand? Did you understand, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
So before we begin, I will check your attendance. And when you hear your name, just say present, sir. Okay? So, Mr. Cardo Dalisay,
Present.
Jackie Luperi,
Present po, sir.
Sibuma Angelica May,
Present, sir.
okay? Mr. Christopher,
Present po.
okay. Is there any absent for today, class?
None, sir.
Okay, let's proceed to the next slide. So, did you remember our past lesson? So, what was our lesson last meeting? Miss Sebuma, did you remember our lesson last meeting?
Sir, our lesson last meeting was all about prevention and management of environmental health issues.
Okay.
Very good. So you remember our lesson last meeting. Next, give 3 ways to prevent and manage environmental issues? Miss Jackie Lou Perry. Can you give the 3 ways to prevent and manage environmental issues that we tackled last meeting?
Si Buma, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Mbuma.
Sir, we have personal responsibility, social consciousness, and environmental policies and laws.
Wonderful answer. Thank you, Ms. Mbuma. Your answer is correct. So, before we start our lesson, I prepared here a short game called Crossword Puzzle. So you only have 3 minutes to answer it, and there will be a prize who will finish first this game. So all you need to do is just comment your answer here in our chat box. So is that clear, class? Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You may start now. Find the answer in this chat, word puzzle and comment it in our chat box. That's correct, Mr. Bistro. Very good, Mr. Dalisay. So, time's up. The answer is myths, signs, abuse, and symptoms. So, who got a perfect score, class? Is there anyone who got a perfect score? So, I think it's none.
Yeah.
None,
Okay,
sir.
thank you, Mr. Bistro. So now let's proceed to our main topic. Of course, we have at the end of this lesson, the students are able to analyze myths and misconceptions about substance use and abuse. Appreciate the myths, misconceptions, signs, and abuse, or rather symptoms of substance use and abuse. And last, explain the truth of drug use and abuse and the sign, symptoms of drug use and abuse. Okay? So class, when you hear the myths, misconceptions, signs, and symptoms of drug abuse, do you have any idea or any ideas about this our topic for today?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
go ahead, Mr. Bistro.
There are some facts of myth and misconceptions are drugs of abuse help in digestion of food, drugs of abuse make a person bold and brave, drugs of abuse remove life's problems and worries.
That's correct, Mr. Bistro. Wonderful answer. So, class, people give several reasons for taking drugs. Some believe that this drug can be make them feel and look good. Certain drugs of abuse produce pleasure or euphoria. So euphoria is a high sensation of feeling and extremely relaxed. Euphoria is a sensation brought about by chemical reaction of the neurotransmitters. Continuous and prolonged drug use has a very bad effect in every person. It can alter his behavior and his mental, physical, and psychological condition. Most importantly, drug dependence results in the drug abuse, drug tolerance, or problem with society and law. Withdrawal symptoms, severe health problems, poor of quality of life, and eventually death. So you must understand that it is not easy to know and feel the effect of drug on the body. Effects are not always the same with the drug users. So is that clear, class? Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here are the facts about drug of abuse. First, we have a drug of abuse do not improve memory. Drug of abuse do not help in the digestion of food. Drug of abuse place a user in a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Fourth, drug of abuse worsen life's problems and worries. And last, drug of abuse make a person bold and brave. So first, drug of abuse do not improve memory. Can you read, Miss Sibuma, this statement?
Drugs of abuse do not improve memory. Drug abuse is a serious factor in memory loss and the lack of concentration, which can affect aspects of your life you may not have considered. Drugs can make it hard for you to study and do your work.
Wonderful reading, Miss Sibuma. Thank you. So, of course, drug of abuse cannot improve our memory. Drug of abuse shut down our proper brain function. Certain drugs stimulate the brain, but do not really help improve memory. Most drug users claim they think better and clearly after taking drugs, but tests on performance and cognition have proven that they have performed worse. Drug of abuse do not improve memory. Is that clear, class? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If that's so, let's move on to the next slide. Of course, we have a drug of abuse do not help in the digestion of food. Can you read Mr. Cardo Dalisay? This is statement for me.
Some drugs can cause irritation to the digestive tract that includes stomach upset, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, ulcer, and gastric bleeding. Some drugs may alter gastric, acidic, and damage mucosal surfaces, leading to decreased nutrient absorption.
Thank you for the amazing reading, Mr. Cardo Dalisay. Class, drug of abuse help in the digestion of food. Certain drug of abuse stimulate the production of stomach acids. Constant exposure to higher than normal acid level damages stomach lining, which can result to ulcer. So, do you know ulcer, class? Did you know ulcer, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you get what I said, class?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good. Now let's move on to the next slide. Of course, we have a drug of abuse place a user in a dangerous life-threatening situation. Can you read for me, Miss Jackie Lou Perry, this statement? So I think there are the technical problem with Miss Jackie Lou Perry. So, Mr. Bistro, can you read the statement in number 3?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Some of the most common ways of drug abuse can be deeply hurtful to you, your community, and the people you love.
Thank you, Mr. Bistro. So most of us have heard countless times that drug abuse is not beneficial. So the word abuse is in the name after all, but a lot of people don't realize just how dangerous it can be, both to the person using and the people that person loves and cares about. Okay? One of the most effective ways you can work to prevent the dangers of drug abuse is by learning what exactly. Those dangers are you can better understand the nature of the problem and share that information with other people around you. So with this knowledge, you will be better equipped to protect yourself and your loved ones from danger. Okay, class? And drug abuse remove life's problem and worries. Drug abuse are not the solution to problem and worries people encounter. So some people believe that using drug eliminate one's problem and worries in life. But the truth is drug abuse will only worsen the scenario and further add more problem, more some of which are even harder to solve. Did you get it, class?
Yeah.
Everyone, can you say aba syempre if you are still active to our discussion?
Aba, syempre.
Eh.
Aba, syempre.
Okay, that's good. You're still active and energetic, class. Okay, now let's proceed to the next slide. Of course, we have a drug abuse worsen life's problem and worries. Can you read, Ms. Sibuma, this statement?
Drugs of abuse worsen life's problems and worries. Drugs are chemicals that affect the body and brain. Different drugs can have different effects. Some effects of drugs include health consequences that are long-lasting and permanent. They can even continue after a person has stopped taking the substance.
That's good. Thank you, Ms. Ibuma, for reading the statement. Okay, class, listen. Drug users believe that certain drugs cause the blood to become warmer, which make the body temperature rise. So in cold countries, drugs are used to heat the body, but the truth about this is far from reality. Drugs dilate blood vessels in the skin, which make the blood to flow nearer to the skin, which enhances convection of heat from the body to the outside environment. Okay? Convection transfer heat from the inside of our body to the outside. Through convection of heat, body heat is lost faster than normal. So, did you get it, class?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Are you still here? Are you still there, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's proceed to the number 5. Drug abuse make a person bold and brave. Mr. Cardo Dalisay, can you read this?
Drugs of abuse place us user in a dangerous and life-threatening situation.
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Cardo Dalisay. You know, class, certain drug abuse remove shyness and inhibition. So in psychology, normal inhibition prohibits a person to do unacceptable things, though thoughts and desires. So normal inhibition includes not talking other people things, not crossing a busy street and knowing what is exactly from wrong. So the temporary courage brought about by taking drug is a dangerous one, as it makes a drug user lose normal judgment, which is part of the person normal inhibitions. So is that clear, class? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any question regarding to our discussion, class?
No, sir.
Okay. If you really understand to our lesson for today, can we see if you remember the 5 facts about drugs and abuse? May I call Mr. Bistro to repeat the 5 facts about drugs and abuse?
Yes, sir, sure. 5 facts about drug abuse. We have drug of abuse do not improve memory. Drugs of abuse do not help in the digestion of food. Drugs of abuse user in a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Drugs of abuse worsen life's problems and worries. And for the last, drugs of abuse make a person bold and brave.
Excellent answer, Mr. Bistro. That's correct. How about you, Miss Sibuma? Can you repeat the what's said from Mr. Bistro?
Sure, sir. The 5 facts about drugs abuse. Number 1 is drugs of abuse do not improve memory. Drugs of abuse do not help in the digestion of food. Drugs of abuse place a user in a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Drugs of abuse worsen life's problems and worries. And drugs of abuse make a person bold and brave.
That's great. Your answer is correct, Miss Sibuma. I think you really understand our topic. So now let's move on to the next slide. We have a profile of drug abuser. The dangerous drug board listed the following signs and symptoms of drug abuse. It is important to note that having a few of these signs doesn't immediately make a person a drug user. Therefore, observation of physical, mental, emotional, and social behaviors must be carefully done to confirm if a person is a drug user. So below are some of the signs and symptoms of drugs use. First, declining interest in studies and work, identification with non-drug users, negative outlook in life, uncontrolled irritation, paranoia or fear that people always talk about him or her, severe feeling of depression and loneliness, complaints of over-fatigue, psychological and physiological. Next, we have a frequent involvement in petty fights and crimes, frequent changes of mood and extreme mood swings, lousy physical appearance and reddish eyes, sudden loss in weight, frequent complaints of headache and stomach pains, convulsions, frequent attack of coughs and runny nose, brown stain on fingertips, foul body smell, and of course we have a wearing of sunglasses even at night, loss of balance, loss of interest in sports and hobbies, poor judgment and loss of inhibition, lost concentration. So do you have any question regarding to our discussion, class?
None, sir.
Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if that's so, let's have an activity. Our activity for today, it's called True or False. If you really understand our discussion earlier, everyone please get 1/4 sheet of paper or any paper that you can write your answer. Okay, class? Did you understand, class?
Yes, sir.
So for the direction of our activity, write T if your answer is true, and write F if your answer is false. I will flash the question to your screen, then you are going to identify if the statement is true or false. Is that clear, class? Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Are you ready to answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. We are really excited.
Okay, what are we waiting for? Let's start, class. First, selling drugs is not as risky for young people as it is for adults. So are you done, class? May I see your answer? That's correct, Mr. Bistro. Your answer is correct. The answer is true. Second, frequent complaints of head nausea and stomach pains is a sign of drugs. So what are your answer, class? Congratulations, Mr. Bistro. Your answer is correct. The answer is true. Third, we have a drug of abuse placed the user in a dangerous and life-threatening situation. So what is your answer, class? That's correct, Mr. Bistro. Congratulations. Your answer is correct. The answer is true. And number 4, drugs are chemical substances which change the way your body functions. So, what are the answer? Are you done, class? That's correct, Mr. Bistro. Your answer is correct. The answer is true. And last, drug change the way a person behaves and feels. So what do you think the answer? That's correct in our activity. Now, let me see if your answer excellent, Mr. Bistro. You got a perfect score. So, class, did you really enjoy our activity for today?
Yes, sir.
That's good. So, okay, class, if that's so, let's have a short recap about the lesson we tackled for this day. Again, can you give at least 3 different kinds of facts about drug of abuse? Miss Sibuma, are you here? Are you there, Sibuma? Okay, Mr. Bistro, you're raising your hands.
Sir.
Can you give at least 3 different kinds of facts about drug of abuse?
Number 1 is of abuse do not improve memory. Number, drugs of abuse do not help in the digestion of foods. And number 3, we have drugs of abuse place a user in dangerous and life-threatening situation.
Excellent answer, Mr. Bistro. Your answer is correct. So now, give some facts of myths and misconception. Mr. Cardo Dalisay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Ano po ba rito? Some facts of myth and misconception are drugs of abuse help in the digestion of food. Drugs of abuse make a person bold, and drugs of abuse remove life problems and worry.
Amazing answer, Mr. Cardo Dalisay. Your answer is correct. So now, for our performance task, so it is called Answer Me. So for the direction of your performance, you were able to answer it. In test 1, you are going to enumerate at least 5 signs and symptoms of drug use. In test 2, it is an essay type. Write at least 5 sentences and the question is, what are the importance of facts about drugs of abuse? Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question
None, sir.
regarding our topic?
None, sir.
That's good. So your performance task must be submitted next meeting. And last, this performance task will be graded according to the rubric that I'm going to present later on. So here are the rubric for your performance task. First, we have the idea explanation. Truly explain ideas. In quality of writing, very informative and well organized. In timeliness, 1 thread and 2 responses posted within time frame. Grammar usage, so we have a few errors. Okay? Do you understand, class?
Yes, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here are the transmutation of your score to grade. So if you got a score 12, it is equivalent to 99. And if you got a score 11, it is equivalent to 97. If 10, 95. And in 9, 93. 8, 90. 7, 87. 6 is equivalent to 85. And 5 is equivalent to 82. So the highest possible score you have got is 12. That is equivalent to 99. Okay? Is that clear, class?
Yes, sir. That's clear.
Okay. So for your assignment, make a slogan about myths, misconceptions, signs, and symptoms of substance use and abuse. Always remember that take care of your body. It is the only place you have to live in. So that you must be careful with yourself. Stay fit and healthy, class. Okay? Okay, class.
Okay, sir.
Okay, class. I hope you enjoy and understand our lesson for today. Thank you, class, and God bless you all. Goodbye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you.
Thank you po.
Thank you.